All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is when you watch this video, just make it apply. Remember, this is a general message, so only take what resonates. This is a message for the collective. Um, Remember, divination is confirmation. That's all it is. If I'm telling you something that spirit haven't revealed to you, then by all means don't listen to me. That means this message is not for you. Divination is all about confirming what it is that spirit has already put in your spirit, that you have already been receiving through signs, synchronicities, and downloads. So, of course, if anyone is telling you anything that spirit haven't revealed, then by all means don't listen to it. Um, I actually already started the video and my phone was messing up. And so I'm not about to reshuffle these cards. I'm going to continue with the reading. Once I get done with this reading, we're going to go over what this person feels about you and what's the next move towards you. And then I'll probably look into, since it is the beginning of the month, go into every week and see what every week is going to look like. So, of course, this is another love reading. It seemed like almost every last one of the readings has been about love. This started months ago when it was saying that someone is getting ready to come in, and majority of the readings it appeared to be a Pisces or an Aquarius. Never get lost in the signs. I know a lot of people want to know the signs, but you don't have to get lost in the signs, because I can say Pisces and Aquarius all day, and majority of the time when we hear those signs, we automatically think that this is the person's sun sign. It could be someone where Pisces is their rising sign, descendant sign, or somewhere else in their chart. It's the same thing with Aquarius. It could be their sun sign, it could be their rising, their moon, it could be anywhere in their chart. So never get lost in the signs. If spirit is saying that this message is for you, then take the message. And of course, for all of those that is like, fuck that nigga, fuck that bitch, I don't want to get back with this person, then the message is not for you. This is only for people that is looking to reconnect with their partners, because this is a past partner coming back. And typically I wouldn't have that information in the beginning because I'm shuffling the cards to see what comes out. But like I said, my phone already messed up. It messed up, so I can see what's already going on in the energy. Guys, when it comes to reconciliation, at the end of the day, it can work. You can work through anything. It really just depends on the two individuals. The one thing that I will always tell you when it comes to reconciliation is that number one, you have to heal and forgive. You got to let go of everything that has happened. You got to relinquish yourself of that pain. That is the only way that things will have the possibility of coming back together. The second thing is, when you reconcile, you need to keep it to yourself. I'm not saying that you have to have a secret relationship, but you have to be careful of letting people know what your next move is going to be before you actually did it and before you actually establish something. Because when you tell people your moves too fast, you're giving them the ability to come in and bring confusion, division, and all types of stuff. So let's talk about relationships for a minute before we get into this reading. I know one of the things that people have said over the time is not to post your relationships on social media and stuff like that. To me, there is nothing wrong with posting your relationships on social media, letting the world know that you're in love and this is the person you're in love with, and sharing those happy moments. The problem is when we use social media to vent. That is where the problem is. Your social media about your partner should only be celebrating the good times. Me and Bae went on a date. We did date night. Look at us hanging around the kids. It shouldn't be the moment that you get mad at your partner, you're writing things on your page like niggas ain't shit, these bitches are crazy, all they want to do is just take your money. those things should only be talked about in the house between you and your partner. Because when you start allowing people to get into your relationship, especially on a social media platform, everybody is going to have an opinion now. Everybody is going to have a voice. And the more voices that you have in your relationship, the less power that you have in your relationship. You should always find that one specific person that you can talk to and that you can vent to. You shouldn't be talking to 18 people. You shouldn't be talking to social media about your problems. Social media is not your therapist. Social media is not your counselor. This is not a way for you to vent, especially when it comes to your partner, because you are going to start saying things that are very personal, that should have been stayed between you two. And when you do that, it's like I said, you're allowing so many things. You're opening portals that you're allowing so many different spirit and voices now to control your relationship. And once you open those doors, it's a whole lot harder to close it. It's so easy to go on social media in the moment because you're emotional, you're hurt, you're going through all of this pain, and you want to put something on social media. You want to videotape your partner. You want to, use all of these negative words describing your partner. And then now all of a sudden you work things out and you are the one look like the fool. Because now as you're posting this person, people are going to remind you, ain't that the person that cheated on you? Isn't that the person that you said that used all of your money? And this is why we need to keep things to ourselves. We need to keep things within a relationship or find that one person that we can talk to. You don't need the whole world that you need to talk to about your relationship, especially when you know there's a possibility for you to reconcile, for you to bring this back together. That is what counseling therapy is for. It's talk to your therapist. Talk to the people that their interest is actually bringing you back together to a healthy state, and not people that just want to be nosy and messy. Because when you open that thing up, people will be telling you things about your partner that's probably not even true, just to add to the mess because you started this foolishness. Do not bring the world into your relationship. It is okay to post your partners on social media, celebrating the good and letting the world know that you're happy. But at the end of the day, you don't want to put those personal things on the web. Once you put it on there, you can never take it off. So just keep that in mind. I am a firm believer of, working things out. At the end of the day, old school didn't do everything right, but they had some philosophies that actually worked. I remember back in the days growing up, they were like, what goes on in the house, stay in the house. And we can see it in the negative aspect that some things need to be talked about if a kid is being abused, neglected, and things like that. But the core of that saying, the core of that philosophy was keeping things private, keeping things DL, that you're not letting the entire world know what's going on within that relationship. You got a lot of people that are envious of you, that's jealous of you, that's intimidated of you because of your success. So why give them a weapon that they can use against you? Why open that door that they can open that door and bring so many spirits within that home? Why let somebody know what you're going through and then somebody can do spell work specifically on what you just said to make your matter even worse? You want to be able to keep things private. There's a difference between posting the good moments and allowing people to actually enter your relationship. We have to be wise when it comes to these connections. Your connection is sacred. Your connection is a bond, and you must treat it like that. We can't say, oh, I'm trying to talk to this guy and he's not listening to me, so I'm going to put it on social media to see what all the other guys think. Or I'm going to put it on social media to see what all the other females think. And then using a platform that in hopes of manipulating a situation to have strangers attack your partner, thinking that this power structure is going to actually bring about a positive change. We got to do better when it comes to these relationships. We see it too much on social media where the moment that something happened, you're blasting this person on social media, knowing that you're going to get back with this person. We got to do better. We got to do better when it comes to these connections. It's just like I said in a previous video. It's sometimes when it comes to our partners, we take that relationship for granted. We do things to them that we would never do to our kids. We would never do to our coworkers. Hell, we would never do it to a stranger on the street. But yet we do these things to our partners. You know, one of the things that I said before is it's just like with my kids, is that every single time when I've had to whoop my kids because of something they did, and I only believe in whooping kids at that young age. Once they start getting 5th, 6th grade, whooping should be no more. You know, you should have did a good enough job where now all you got to do is talk and do punishments like taking their phones and tablets, taking the game. Like, come on. Especially a kid in junior high, high school, we should still not be whooping. I tell parents all the time, if whooping is the only tool that you have in your toolbox, that kid is going to be out of control. You have to be more creative than just whoopings. You know, and even when it comes to whoopings, I think that people have a, bad mindset when it comes to whoopings. Whoopings are not like the old days where you beat the shit out of a kid. That's not a whooping. And that's why I tell you all the times when it comes to disciplining your kids, when it comes to talking to your kids and to your partners, when it comes to manifestation, you should always do it from a center place. Don't do it when you are pissed off and mad at the world and you already came back from home and you already came home from work and work was already frustrated and stuff. When you whoop that kid, you're going to whoop that kid based on everything that happened at work, everything that's going on in the relationship, and based on what this kid did. You got to do it in a place that you are calm and you are centered. You cannot do things when you have so many emotions and everything rushing through your mind and rushing through your head. That's when somebody needs to call CPS and take those damn kids away. You know, you can't do it from an angry place, because that's when that kid is going to have bruises and everything else because you overdid it. But when it comes to the kids, I've always been a firm believer that, after I would give them a whooping, I would, go in their room, I would kiss them, daddy love you, you're the most important thing to me, I would even, find time to cuddle with the kid, that I would cuddle, and then once they would fall asleep, I would, get up and go ahead and go to my room. It was everything to, calm them down, and that before they go to bed, reflecting that, look, at the end of the day, daddy love you, the only reason you got this punishment, the only reason I disciplined you was because of what you did. And even in our conversations, beforehand, we talk where it's like, why do you think that you're in trouble? That we talk this thing through, that they have clear understanding of what it is that they did. But when it would come to my partner, I did not give the same grace. Where when my partner would do anything and we would sleep in 2 separate rooms and stuff like that, do you think I went in there and gave that same grace and I gave that same speech? I was in a mindset of, you know what, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm not gonna entertain this shit. And this is how we take our relationships for granted. We should not be allowing things to go into the morning. We should be able, by the end of the day, to come to some type of resolution. And even if we haven't been able to come to some type of resolution, we should at least be able to calm the chaos. calm the anger, calm the frustration, at least remove those things. I suggest no matter what, at the end of the day, you should still be cuddling with your partner. You should still be in the same bed if that's your thing. Because, some people, whether they're mad or not, they sleep in two separate rooms. That's their style. If that's your normal style, then by all means, continue it. There's nothing wrong with it. But if your style is you and your partner is always in the same bed, find a way to get things back to normal. It's not saying that I'm approving of your behaviors. It's not saying that I'm going to allow you to keep talking to me like this or doing the things that you're doing. The only thing that it's saying is that at the end of the day, I want peace in this relationship. And if it means that I need to swallow my ego, and if I need to swallow my pride, then that's what it is that I'm going to do. We have to start treating these relationships differently if we want them to stand the test of time. Everybody is going to come with some type of baggage, and relationships coming together is going to be challenging because it's two people with two different backgrounds, with two different philosophies, with two different ways that they see spirituality. And our job is not to force the person to think the way that we think. It's not to force them to believe in what it is that we believe in. It's to take what's already there and find that middle ground. When it came to my partner, we were two completely different religions. I practice Ifa, which is African spirituality. It's a spiritual path, and my partner was full-blown Christian. How did we make it work? We made it work because I grew up Pentecostal apostolic. And so I know the Bible. I've read the Bible from beginning to end and still read the Bible from beginning to end to this day. I still speak in tongues. I still use the book of Psalms as a spell book because I practice hoodoo as well. And so we found middle ground by saying, you know what? We can go to Bible study every Wednesday. We can go to church every Sunday. It is nothing for me to pray in the name of Jesus. I did it when I was a kid. I can still do it to this day. And so we found that middle ground. But you better believe after church and after Bible study, I didn't neglect my ancestors. I didn't neglect my Orishas. But baby, I was working that ancestor out like crazy. I was working with the Orishas and everything like that. Every single time when it was hard for my partner to find a job, I'm going to Ogun, bless my partner, do this, do that. Money just start flowing in. And so I'm never going to neglect who I am. But will I make a compromise in order for the sake of the relationship? Yes. But I'm never going to force my partner saying, you have to come down here and worship my Orishas. You have to come down here and worship my ancestors. No. If that's something that you don't believe in, then I can do this on my own. I don't need nobody to do this with me. And I've seen it all too many times in relationships that we try to force the person to believe in what we believe spiritually. And we believe that that is equally yoked. That is what we think is equally yoked. Equally yoked is not saying that the person have to be exactly like you. If that's the case, everyone would be marrying themselves. And this is where we go wrong in relationships, is trying to force the person to be us. They will never be us no matter how hard we try. The way that you believe, the way that you move, your level of faith, your level of intensity, they are never going to match that. They are going to do things based on their spirit, based on their conscience. What's make things equally yoked is when we are both coming in spirit and in truth, that we are completely aligned with our purpose of what it is that God wants us to do. And everyone's purpose is not to be Ifa. Everyone's purpose is not to be Christian. Everyone's purpose is not to be Muslim. Everyone's purpose is not to be to follow Buddha. Everyone's purpose is going to be completely different, and how you reach that purpose is going to be completely different. Equally yoked to me is both of you are aligned, Both of you are awakened, and both of you are focused on your purpose, regardless of what name you are calling God, because at the end of the day, we are all serving the same God, calling him different names, fighting with each other because your name is not my name. That's the silliness that we got to stop. When we think of the Tower of Babel, it is said that there was a point in time in history that we all spoke the same language, that we all worshiped the same God, calling him the same name. And when we did that, the Bible said that we were so fucking evil. We said that we were going to build a tower all the way up to heaven in order to kill God, because we were tired of God telling us what to do. God, knowing our plan and seeing this tower being built all the way to the heaven, it said that he brought an angel down and confused everyone's language. And it was the moment, and to me, that is the energy of Elegua. That is the spirit and the deity of Elegua. Elegua is the Orisha of communication. It is said that Elegua is able to understand any language, regardless of what language you speak. Elegua is able to understand it. Elegua is able to interpret. Elegua is the Orisha of the tongues. Elegua is the Orisha of the door, the threshold, the roads, the crossroads. Elegua is the Orisha of communication. Elegua is the Orisha of open doors. Elegua is the great teacher. Elegua is the first Orisha you must go to, because you cannot speak or interact with any other Orisha without acknowledging Elegua first. In rituals, we first acknowledge Elegua and then Ogun. And so we must acknowledge Elegua. And so it said that the towers was built. God knew our plan, and he brought an angel down. I'm going to say it was Elegua. He brought Elegua down, and Elegua confused everybody's language, that everybody started speaking in a different tongue, and people were not able to understand each other. At that moment, people start pairing in groups based on people that they could understand. So the people that spoke Japanese stayed with the people that spoke Japanese. The people that spoke the Chinese stayed with the people that spoke Chinese. The people that spoke English stayed with the people that spoke English. But with that difference in tongue, it now brought a difference in the way that we worship, because everybody took from that situation what they remembered of God. You remember this of God, so this is what you created to serve as God. You remembered this part of God, so this is what you remembered of God. And so every single person is now worshiping God based in their native tongue, based in the tongue that was given to them. That in and of itself is going to create us calling God different names. When the Bible says, I know a lot of Christians like to say, the Bible says at the end that every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. Think about that. If we are all speaking different languages, Jesus is going to sound different in every native tongue. It's going to sound different. Every single one of them is not going to sound like Jesus. English will say Jesus. The Spanish is going to say something else. The Japanese is going to say it something else. Chinese is going to say something else. Everyone is going to say it differently. So to think that everyone is going to be forced to just say Jesus is crazy when it don't match what is naturally happening with the person's tongue. That tongue is going to sound different based on their language. And so we have to get out of this state of war, of fighting each other, because we're calling God something else. Even when you looked in the Bible, everyone called God something different. Someone said Jehovah Jireh. Someone said Jehovah Nisi. Someone said I am. Someone said the breath of the bread of life. Everyone called God a completely different name. Every time when an angel would come down, or technically some of them weren't angels, because sometimes the Bible said angels, sometimes the Bible said sons of God. Sons of gods are deities. And so every time when someone would come down because they wrestled Jacob, or they help with parting the sea, the first thing the man of God said is that he created an altar for that angel or deity that came down, and then called that deity by a name. And so we just have to understand how to get out of these silly fights. Got to get out of these silly spiritual fights. At the end of the day, you go where your spirit resonates. If your spirit is telling you to become Muslim and be 100% faithful to it. If your spirit is telling you that you're Christian, be it and be faithful to it. If your spirit is telling you that you need something stronger and that you need to be on a spiritual path, then by all means, walk that spiritual path with full authority and with full power. We have to learn how to stay out of other folks' business in relationships as well when it comes to spiritual practices, because at the end of the day, you do not know what God is speaking to that person. What God is speaking to you doesn't apply to everybody. It applies to you. God is speaking to you, not to your whole entire family. And what God is speaking to them is for them. We have to start forcing our will on everybody else. God can tell you specifically that you are not supposed to drink, but God then tell those 8 people, because if they drink, they're not going to go crazy. They're not going to turn up. God is telling you specifically, you don't need to drink, because one drink, you're out and you're acting a goddamn fool. So the message that God gives one person is going to be completely different than the other. We have to learn how to start walking in spirit and in truth and stop focusing on everybody else and comparing ourselves to everybody else and only focus on God. And so when it comes to the Tower of Babel, that is the thing. The moment that we all got a different tone, we've created culture. Once we created culture, we shaped our religion and our viewpoints of God based on that culture. Let's get into this reading, and let's treat our relationships differently. Stop letting the world know every single move that we are making in love. The overall energy is the hangman. The hangman is saying that there's going to be a new perspective. There's getting ready to be a new perspective that is getting ready to happen in the area of love for you. You have it paired with and now keep in mind, I want you to pay attention to the hangman as well. When you look at the hangman, when the hangman is upright, you would think that the hangman is in reverse, because the hangman is upside down. And when you look at how the hangman is upside down, alignment only came once things was upside down. And so this is letting me know that your relationship is upside down now. Is that you're not realizing that in the midst of this separation, in the midst of this chaos, God is trying to bring you alignment. But a lot of people don't get the alignment because they're so focused on the breakup. They're so focused on the chaos that he did this to me and he did that and she did this and she did that and they cheated on me and all of this other stuff, that we're missing the alignment that God is trying to give. Because God is saying, yes, I know that. I allowed that to happen because this relationship needed to be broken up, that I can separate you two, grow you two, and then once you are grown and healed, bring you back together so that the things that I was seeing won't occur anymore. And we think just because the other person has the physical wrong or the bigger wrong is what you could see, or is what society deems as the ultimate wrong. Well, this person cheated. We think that we don't have any wrong at all. But our wrong could simply be, why did you allow this to happen so many times? Because the more you keep saying, oh, if you cheat on me, I'm going to leave, and now this person cheated and you didn't leave, you're teaching this person, well, it's okay to do that. You're conditioning this person and letting them know that no matter what you do, I'm not going to be a man or woman of my word, and I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be faithful, and I'm still going to hold you down. Is it really this person's fault now? When you're conditioning them that you're never going to hold them accountable, that there's never going to be any type of discipline, that there's never going to be any type of punishment. And so the hangman brings us alignment in the midst of chaos. And so that's just like with me, is that as I was going through my separation, I'm just not focusing on the partner of saying, you nasty ass motherfucking hoe. That's where it was in the beginning. But eventually God started working with me and saying, consider your fucked up mouth. Consider your goddamn fucked up mouth. Like, you really think that's healthy? You really think that will bring somebody in? Because I'm a true Gemini. Geminis are very cool, calm, and collective. But the moment that something happened, a Gemini will go to that other side and you will see a completely different side of a Gemini. A Gemini is the one person that you do not want to piss off, because whether you are a twin flame or not, Geminis rule mirroring. And so a mirroring connection is nothing for a Gemini, because this is our primary personality and this is what we do all day, every day. Is that when you present something to us, we give it back to you tenfold. We will mirror your exact behavior to show you that this is what we don't like. And sometimes we would do it and not even communicate. That we will give you a direct reflection of what you gave us. And it's like, no, bitch, how do you like that? No, stop doing that shit to me. We rule mirroring. And sometimes we need to learn how to control that, and we need to get back on the other side of the twin and use our intellect. Geminis are the most intelligent sign. We rule the mind. We rule logic. And so if you rule logic, there's no need for these fucked up childish games. And so the hangman comes to flip everything upside down. It's completely different than the tower card. The tower card is destruction that causes an immediate abrupt change, and it tears everything up, and it forces everybody to jump out the tower, and it burns everything down to its foundation, and even cracks the foundation, and it forces you to rebuild. The hangman, it has the same intensity, but it flips everything upside down, that you will start seeing the chaos, you will start seeing the confusion, and it's in hopes of you getting a better perception. Where it's saying, yes, this person is cheating. Now let's figure out why. Yes, this person is lying. Now let's figure out why. And now not only that, but let's look at our personality as well. Let's look at what we're contributing to this. Because sometimes we say these things, but we're keep enabling the other person to be this way. We're keep enabling them and giving them the drugs that they need. We're keep enabling them and giving them the chaos that they need. And that is what the hangman is for. Is to look at the situation and start saying, well, this is where my wrong lies. Because you got to be a man of your word. If you are saying that, look, these are my no-goes, that if you do this, I'm out the door, then by your own words, you are acquitted. By your own words, you are condemned. If that's what you said, that's what you need to do. And it's when we don't do it, you're letting the other person know that you're not going to walk in your power. And now you're enabling them to continue doing the crazy shit that they're doing because you didn't hold true to your word. It's the same way with our kids. If we tell our kids, if you go to that school today and you act a goddamn fool, when you come home, I'm going to take all of your stuff. If that kid acted a damn fool and they came home and you didn't take your stuff as promised, what are you doing? You just taught that kid that you're not a man of your word. And now you have taught this kid that there's no consequences to their actions. And so that kid is going to go back to school and act another goddamn fool because at the end of the day, you did not carry out what you said you were going to carry out. And now this person is going to keep acting a goddamn fool because they know that this is what they can do. And that you're not going to do anything about it. And that is what the hangman is for. The hangman is to give us a new perspective. It is saying that I'm going to flip everything around and I'm going to allow things to be flipped in hopes of giving you inspiration. Your kid acting up right now is in hopes of you seeing why. Your relationship that is divided and separated, it is in hopes of you seeing why, that you will get some type of enlightenment from this. And so we don't like this because in order to get this alignment, things got to be flipped, which means chaos is going to be present, which means division can be present. But it's once you get this alignment, you flip this card back up and you're now back in the upright. Sometimes things have to go wrong in order for you to pinpoint all of the things that is making it wrong. That is the energy of the hangman. You have it paired with the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about travel. The Two of Wands, whenever you see two like that, it's a candle here, it's a candle there, it's a one here, it's a one there, it's a sword there, it's a sword there. That's a portal opening up, especially when you have a person in the middle. Portals is all about travel. The Two of Wands is all about travel. Somebody is getting ready to travel to you, but they're only coming back to you after getting this alignment. And this is on both sides, alignment that you must get as well as the other person. And it's saying that this person is getting ready to travel back, and this person is traveling back in an inspired state. This is someone that's inspired. And the reason why they are inspired is because they got this inspiration from the hangman. Have you ever noticed how you would have these men that cheat and women that will cheat and will mess around with the whole damn community, the whole football team and everything else? But then when they get into another relationship, they'll never cheat a day in their life. What's the difference? The first person didn't hold them accountable. The first person allowed it. The first person didn't do anything where when they cheated, even though they fussed and all of this other stuff, they didn't do shit. But the second person has made it known, nigga, you do that to me, I'm out the door. And they stand on that word and they believe that. And so now since this person is gone and everything is flipped upside down in their life, this is giving them the opportunity to see the error of their ways. This is somebody that is awakened now, and they are like, because of all of the pressure. And sometimes your relationship would have been a whole lot healthier if you would have left this person the first time they cheated. Because you would have forced them to go into the hangman a long time ago, and then they would have already gotten an enlightenment that you ain't fucking playing with me. That you ain't gonna let this shit slide. But now we're here. And the hangman is giving them a new perspective because they are like, I don't like being upside down like this. This is somebody that's realizing things are a whole lot harder for them now. They are like, damn, I did all of this and you made my lunches. Now I got to make my own damn lunch. Now I'm spending money in order to get lunch when you had me a lunch every single day. That's the energy of the hangman. The hangman is now forcing you to think about this stuff in the middle of chaos, that you are starting to look at the error of your ways. This person, as well as you, is looking at the error of your ways, and you're looking at what you did wrong because the hangman is forcing this new perspective. Now, since this perspective is here, this is someone that is getting ready to travel back. This is someone that want to travel back because now they see that, look, the grass is not greener on the other fucking side. And this is someone that is seeing your worth. You have the Page of Wands here, that this person is coming back with hope and inspiration. And you have the Ace of Swords, that this person is coming back with truth and clarity and communication. And this person is seen as the King of Swords. The King of Swords, when he's looked at in a negative way, the King of Swords is very abusive. The King of Swords is very harsh with his words when he is seen in a negative light. He's in the upright right now because things are happening where it's forcing him to change his ways. But when the King of Swords is in the reverse, this is someone that is very abusive verbally. This is somebody that don't know how to filter their damn mouth. That they will say whatever that comes out their damn mouth and expect for people to take that shit. This is someone that's harsh, can be extremely harsh. No discipline. The King of Swords ruled a mind. So this is someone that can have a lot of manipulation, know how to manipulate a situation. But now the King of Swords is in the upright. And so this is someone that is ready to come in truth, in clarity. This is someone that's ready to make a head over heart decision. The King of Swords, when it's in the reverse, this is someone that you will feel like they don't even have a fucking heart because they can be so cold. They can hit below the belt. And so this is someone that could have been very abusive, especially when they get mad. Someone very abusive, someone very aggressive, someone that can be overly controlling. But now this person is coming in the upright. This is someone that is seeing the error of their ways. You have in the crossing energy, you have the strength card. The strength card is all about taming the lion. This is someone that is learning how to tame a situation, saying that you're going to get victory in the situation, that you're going to learn how to tame this thing, not allowing this person to disrespect you. That the moment that this person even thinks about going off, you like, nope, I'm about to go. I'm about to go for a walk. I'm about to take the kids to the Chuck E. Cheese. Like, it's like, nope, I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to argue with you. That could be the very alignment that you are getting, is not to give into this shit. Stop giving into it. Stop giving the person a platform to argue with you. Because if you stop opening the door, a motherfucker ain't finna argue with themselves. Now, bitch, if you want to be that crazy and you want to yell at the fucking mirror, then you can do that shit. But the very alignment that you can get is that you don't have to have the last word. Let the motherfucker talk to himself. You don't have to text back every fucking time. You don't have to pick up every fucking phone call. Let him defuse himself if he don't have the ability and the wisdom to know how to go out fucking side and take a walk or to take a drive. Let him talk to his damn self. Now, Spirit told me something else. Now, Spirit is saying, and this is why this can be flipped upside down too. Because Spirit is saying, as much as this person is abusive, some of you have abandonment issues. That when this person did try to walk away, and when this person did try to leave, you're holding them hostage in the house when they're hot-headed. And then this is the thing that started a lot of arguments. If you got this one person that is extremely hot-headed, and then you got the other person dealing with abandonment issues, baby, that's not a good mix. Because that hot-headed person need to go. They need to cool down. And if you have an insecurity that you have abandonment issues, and it's like, no, I don't want you to leave because if you leave, you might not come back. Or if you leave, you're going to cheat on me. Then y'all gonna have a toxic, chaotic relationship. Because now that person has the ability to flip the whole house upside down. And then your insecurities is allowing it. This is what the hangman is for. Break that fucking insecurity. Let that person go. Let that person go and cool down. This relationship is going to end up being tamed. The angels is helping this relationship. The angels is helping on both sides, where it's teaching you what you need to do better, as well as helping this other person with their aggression. And now it's saying the clarifiers that there's going to be a celebration with the Three of Cups. You're going to celebrate again. You have the Star card, which is the card of inspiration, and this is a star seed. It's saying that there's going to be a passionate new beginning with the Ace of Wands. And this time, the Three of Wands, there's going to be direction. That both parties is going to know what to do. You're going to stop going into your abandonment issues and allowing this person to be able to allow them to vent. Whether that venting is going in a separate room and turning on a game, going in a separate room and watching TV, and then once they are calmed down, coming back together. That is the worst thing that you can do when somebody is heated. That you will keep nagging the person. You keep forcing the person to talk. If the person do not want to talk right now, give them time. Come back in an hour. Come back in 2 hours. We don't have to force the person to deal with this right now. We don't have to say, you got to talk to me now, or you going out the door, you going to your mom's house. Those type of power trips. Now listen, Spirit is on it today, because those type of power trips, and I'm not saying that it's right, those type of power trips will force somebody to find something else. Because if the house and everything is in your name, and every time you get mad, you're kicking that person out, and you are saying, go back to your mom's house, go stay over your aunt's house, and you're constantly kicking that person out. In that person's mind, you're not secure. And now because you're not secure, I gotta find something else that I can attach to when you do kick me out. And then it's gonna get to the point that even when you're not kicking them out, they're still gonna cling to that other person for just in case. Now they're always gonna have that other person in their back pocket for the moment you kick them out. The moment they don't have security with you, is calling the other person up, hey, can I spend the night? Because not everybody want to go to their family house and be embarrassed, letting them know that once again they're in tour with their partners. We got to be careful the things that we do in these relationships, because as much as we don't like cheating and all of this other stuff, sometimes we do things to promote it, to enable it. And this is what the hangman is for. The hangman is to give enlightenment. The hangman is saying, yeah, this person cheated on you, but how many times did you kick this person out? How many times did you take away their security, and now in their mind, they gotta get that security somewhere else? Am I saying it's right? No. But you gotta, the hangman is not saying it is right. It's saying look at things from their perspective. What would you do if every single time you're getting kicked out and you never know when you're getting kicked out? The hangman, it forces you to see things from the other person's perspective. This is why everything is flipped around. Is can you see this now of what they experience? Let's get past the they did this and they did that. Now let's look at things from a different lens. The hangman is a new perspective that is coming in. It's seeing things from a completely different viewpoint. And sometimes things have to break up and separate in order for us to see that clear viewpoint. There is going to be a passionate new beginning, and there is going to be direction in this time. But honestly, we really got to do better when it comes to these relationships. I'm not justifying anybody's behavior, because the hangman is not justification. that you're rendering someone's innocence. Hangman is understanding, that you're understanding their viewpoint. And just because you understand it, it still doesn't make their actions correct. It's just helping you to understand so that you can process and so that you can do things differently, to flip this thing back into upright. That is the energy of the hangman. It's to give you a new perspective. Stop looking at yourself as the victim and see things for what they truly are. You have the crowning energy. You have the Three of Swords in reverse, which talks about forgiveness. The Three of Swords, when it's in the upright, it talks about a separation. So with it being in the reverse, we already know that the breakup has already happened. And now Spirit is saying, look, it's time for you to forgive. It's time for you, because now since you see things from a different lens, it's time for you to forgive. You have the High Priestess as the clarifier, which is the card of wisdom, Holy Spirit. This is clarity. It's saying, look, you need to go within, use your spiritual power and forgive this. It's time to see things through the lens of wisdom and insight and foresight. You have in the challenge position. The challenge position, you had the Three of Pentacles. You guys coming together, working as a team again, collaborating with one another. You have the Four of Cups. This person is depressed, praying that God will send them this love back. You have the World card, which is a completion to a cycle, that this thing is going to come back together. And the clarifier is saying that this person, that the past is coming back, and there's a decision that's going to be made, whether you accept this person back or not. You have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, which is the energy of God, but it's also an energy of tradition. Get back to your regular ways. Start back doing date nights. Start back doing the things that you know that promotes a good relationship. I know sometimes we hate it. We hate it when Spirit get on our street. Because it's like, I can tell you now, my partner did a lot. And I'm like, motherfucker. It's like, man, my partner came in with a lot of abandonment issues, a lot of neglect issues, and it seeped within the relationship and it destroyed so much stuff. And I can tell you now, people with abandonment issues and things like that they haven't dealt with those problems, they open the door to cheat. Because in their mind, they're automatically thinking that you're going to check out. People with abandonment issues, they always think at the end of the day that you're going to leave them. And so in their mind, they already have 2 or 3 other people in their back pocket. But at the end of the day, Spirit had to work with me as well, because Spirit is like, even though this person did all of this stuff to you, it doesn't mean that you're innocent in this. You still got work that you have to do. You still got some shadow work you have to do. Because it's like, come on now, you didn't have to cuss them out like that. It's like, Spirit, come on now, you know I'm a work in progress. I can admit my wrong. That's the one thing about it. And so when the Orishas and stuff get on me, because they do, they tell me some shit. When they get on to me, I'm like, you know what? My bad. You know I'm not perfect. That's the one thing about me, is that I admit my stuff. I understand and I acknowledge that I am not perfect in any type of way. I have mistakes just like everybody else. As spiritual and stuff as I am, I have mistakes. But the thing about it is, some of you will never see it, because I can tell you now, the only people that I argue with is my kids and my partner. That's it. Because I'm a Gemini. In order for me to argue, I got to have some type of love or something there. Geminis have a very nonchalant attitude, and we really we really don't care and invest in people like that. And so normally when it comes to work, I don't think that it's a single thing that like my supervisor can do or an employee can do that will really get me upset and mad. I don't think that it's anything that, like, people that leave comments and stuff on here all the time, and people on my live that be saying the craziest stuff. To me, that will never get me upset and mad, and you will never see that other side of the twin, because at the end of the day, I really don't care. I gotta care about you in order for me to be angry. In order for me to be angry, I literally have to care. And we only get angry at the people that we care about. And to me, that is really only my partner and my kids. You know, as much as I do love my parents and stuff like that, I'm not even like that with my parents or my brothers and sisters, because I just hang up the phone and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order for me to really get out of my character and get upset and mad like that, the only people that really have the ability to see that other side is my kids know how to press that button and my partner know how to press that button. But when it comes to everybody else, you will never see it, because I'm just not that invested in you like that. I have to be invested in order for me to be angry. What does this person feel about you? What does this person feel about you? Well, we got love here. We got the Two of Swords. The Two of Cups. What does this person feel about you? But they feel trapped. Holding on though. The thing that this person feel about you is, look, this is someone that want to communicate and they're ready to put boundaries up. The Queen of Swords is all about putting boundaries up. This is somebody that really cares about you, and they want to communicate, and they want to put boundaries up this time. You have the Two of Cups. They want to offer you a cup of love, and they want to be in a relationship. Now, the Seven of Swords is sneaky. This is sneaky, deceptive behavior. This person could do something sneaky in order to get back to you. The Seven of Swords is very sneaky energy. And you have the Six of Swords at the end, and the Six of Swords is leaving everything behind and going back. The Six of Swords is all about a transition, is all about moving, it's all about leaving things behind. This is someone that is only grabbing the things that's important, and then they're leaving. And so, like in this case, it's the man, it's the wife, and then it's the kid. And so this is someone only grabbing the things that's important, and they're leaving. But the Seven of Swords is sneaky. The Seven of Swords is really sneaky. Very deceptive. And then you have, as the clarifier, you have the Eight of Swords, that this person feel trapped. What I'm picking up with this sneaky energy of the Seven of Swords, this could be someone that is going to end up, this could be someone that is creating a fake profile and talking to you on social media. You're talking to somebody not even realizing that it's your partner. That they're created a fake profile in order to look at your profile because you blocked them. This is someone that is going to end up talking to a friend or something like that in order to sneak back in your life. That they may ask a friend to invite you over for like a spades game or a spades party. And the friend is just like, yeah, I'm going to have a couple of people over, and your ex-partner is there. That, they're just going to make it seem like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be here, but it was intentional and strategic the entire time. This person is going to end up doing something very sneaky in order to get you back. This is someone that's going to end up doing something very sneaky. Like this could be somebody just with a common cold, and they are texting friends purposely, manipulating the situation, making it seem like they're dying from cancer, and in hopes of that person talking to you and saying, oh man, I just talked to so and so, this person is not doing good, they're really sick, in hopes of you reaching out to them. And then now all of a sudden communication is starting. This is someone that's going to end up doing something very sneaky in order to get back in this connection. They're going to go through a friend, they're going to go through a family member or something in order to get you back. They're going to be very sneaky in how they do this. This is someone that's going to be very sneaky because they feel trapped, which means this person think that no matter what, you're not going to accept them back. This is somebody that's afraid, filled with a lot of anxiety and fears of coming back. And so they think that their only course of action is to manipulate the situation in order to get you back. This is not a manipulation like cheating or anything like that, but this is going to be somebody that's going to end up going through a friend or something in order to get you back, because this person want to hold on tightly to you. And this person want to give you love. Let's see what this person's next move towards you is going to be. What is the next move? What is the next move going to be? You have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very seductive energy. That's the energy of Oshun. Very seductive. What is their next move? What is this person's next move, Spirit? Yep. Oh wait, now these too many damn cards. Normally I don't like taking a whole fucking book. Let me do it over. I don't like taking a whole book. I mean, it was some good cards. You had the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups, but I don't like taking the whole goddamn book. I already took 4 over here. What is the next move? And so you have the Empress, you have the Empress, you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the at the Empress. Now, this could be flipped to any energy, because the Queen of Wands can be the King of Wands, and so what it's saying is that this person is going to end up being very seductive in order to get this Empress back. This is going to be and very seductive and trickery, because this person is coming up with a plan. This person is coming up with a plan, and this is going to be very trickery. This is going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a friend reaching out to you and saying, hey, do you want to go to a bar tonight? You go out to the bar and boom, that person is there. And then the Queen of Wands energy is very seductive, that this person is in that, freakum dress outfit, Beyonce, making sure that they're looking good and seductive. And, they're coming up to you and trying to talk to you and apologizing. But this person is going to be very tricky and seductive in getting you back. The second thing to this is that with the Queen of Wands and the Empress being here, this could, not applying to everybody, this could be a lesbian, this could be a gay relationship, lesbian, gay, whatever you want to put yourself under, LGBTQ plus community. This could be two women getting back together, with the Queen of Wands and the Empress, and you have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, where this is someone being very strategic, and the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, but you do do have it paired with the Eight of Wands, and then the Sun card is after, and then you have the Fool card for a new beginning. And so, this person is being very strategic now in the background of bringing this thing back together. But once they get this thing together, they're going to move extremely fast in order to get this happiness back, and in order to start a new beginning, and in order to give into this relationship now. And so this person is moving slow now because it's a plan that they're trying to get together. But once they get this plan together and you fall for it, they're going to move fast as hell. And then the Ace of Cups dropped out. This is love coming in. That's a sign that love is coming in. Baby, please, please don't take your love from me. All right, let's look in the 3rd through the 9th. What is going to happen to the collective the 3rd through the 9th? August 3rd through August 9th. What is going to happen? What is in the card, Spirit? Well, we're not starting the month off good. We got a lot of anxiety with the 9 of Swords. This is someone going through a lot of anxiety. What is the clarifier? The clarifier, we got the Ace of Swords, which is saying truth and clarity is coming in. Truth and clarity is going to come in. And you have it paired with the Wheel of Fortune, saying that this is a destiny card, that, this is destined, this is sealed, that some type of truth is going to come in this month. But that truth could be the very thing that have you in this anxiety. You have the Page of Wands, which is hope and inspiration, where it's hope and inspiration is going to come to you, and this could be a person. And then you have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands can represent the testing of your faith. And so this could be someone coming in this month that they could drop some truth off to you, and this will be a test. This can be a test of if you really want this person back in your life or not. This could be a test of something you prayed for, but somebody is going to come in and they're going to drop some type of truth bomb out, and this is sealed. And so this is going to come in because the Wheel of Fortune is sealed. This is going to happen regardless. And so the Ace of Swords, some type of truth is getting ready to come in. This thing is sealed and delivered. You're going to end up getting this news. This news can come through the Page of Wands. This could be on the Page of Wands is someone you know, or someone or a stranger with good intentions. And then you have it paired with the 9 of Wands, that this is something that's going to test you. What is going to happen the 10th through the 16th? The 10th through the 16th. What is going to happen the 10th through the 16th? What is in the cards the 10th through the 16th? Damn, you're starting off with a lot of emotional cards. You got the 5 of Cups. There's a lot of regret. Remember, you can reverse it. If it's not you, it could be the other person. You got a lot of regret coming in. That, this is someone that's sad, that they're in sorrow. This is someone that's disappointed and in despair. And even the clarifiers, you got the 3 of Cups, which is a celebration. But at the end of the day, it's still feeling a emptiness, feeling like you're out in the cold. And so this could be the person that you're connected to I mean, it's the same way with the first week, that the first week could be the person that you're connected to that is saying that they're in a lot of anxiety, but some type of truth is getting ready to come into them. That they're going to get some type of truth, and this is a destined card. And, the Page of Wands, this could be someone that's telling them, like, hey, maybe you need to focus back on your relationship or something like that. And it's something to test them. But it's bringing them a lot of anxiety. This could be someone that could be telling them, they could tell them that, hey, your person moved on. They found somebody else. And now they're in a lot of regret the second week, the 10th through the 16th. If it's not them, it's you. But it's like, even though that there's celebration there with the Three of Cups, there's still this level of feeling like they're out in the cold. Like, whatever this is that they're celebrating, it's not sufficient. It's an emptiness within this celebration. Even when you look at the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups is spilled over. And so this is someone that, even though they have celebration, it's empty, just like what these cards are saying. And they're still focused on the Two of Cups that is behind them. What is the week of the 17th through the 26th? The 17th through the 26th. The 17th through the 26th. The 17th through the 26th, or the 23rd. 17th through the 23rd. I'm tripping. 17th through the 23rd. Now we picking up a little bit. We have the Eight of Wands, fast energy. Something is moving in very fast this week. What is moving in fast, Spirit? What is happening the 17th through the 23rd? What is happening the 17th through the 23rd? What is happening the 17th to the 23rd? Okay, we got the Judgment card, which is about awakening. It's paying attention that a new beginning is coming in, a passionate new beginning with the Ace of Wands. There's another card. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't even see that. It was another card. You have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is someone rushing in. Someone is rushing in the week of the 17th. And this is somebody that's awakened. This is somebody that knows what they want. With the Judgment card here, going through a spiritual awakening, they're very aware. And you have the Ace of Wands with a passionate new beginning. So this relationship is going to pick up the week of the 17th. The week of the 17th, something is going to happen. This person is going to end up coming back the week of the 17th to the 23rd. Now we somewhere, because I'm like, this shit was depressing. Now we somewhere. Okay, what's going to happen? Come on, Spirit, spring it home. What's going to happen the week of the 24th? The 24th through the 30th. The 24th through the 30th. Okay, Star card. Star card is the card of hope and inspiration. What is going to happen the week of the 24th? We got that and this is a different deck, because that was that deck. We got the Seven of Swords again, something sneaky. Sneaky, but it's bringing justice. And you have it paired with the Knight of Swords. Is moving fast. Someone coming in with truth and clarity. The last week, because the last 2 weeks, you have energy moving. This is active energy. The other ones are stuck energy. The first 2 weeks are stuck energy. This is nothing you're going to see. Nothing going to be seen in the physical the first 2 weeks. But the last 2 weeks, you have somebody coming in fast this week, and they're very aware, and they're want to start a new beginning. The week of the 17th, this could be someone here where maybe you start communication here. And this is where you're going to communicate with this person. And you could not receive this person, because you have this person doing something sneaky the last week, the week of the 24th. that, the star card, they see you as an earth angel, they see you as, light, they see you as the star, you know but that seven of, and it's paired with justice, so it's not that bad. You have the seven of swords here, where this person is going to end up doing something very sneaky. This person is going to do something very sneaky to rush in, because you got the Knight of Swords with this too. And this is going to be somebody rushing in, telling their truth. Maybe this is someone talking to a friend, having a friend to tell them your location so that they can meet you somewhere, pretending like, it was just on accident. This is someone, they're working with someone in order to plot something and plan something, but it's not like in a bad way to harm you or anything like that. It's to get in front of you and to tell the truth. The last 2 weeks, and then you got the card at the bottom of the deck. You got the you got the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups this is Pisces energy, and this is all about travel. This is all about moving. So somebody is coming in these last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks is going to be critical. Let me clarify the last 2 weeks with the other deck. Now, what is happening the week of the 17th? What is happening the week of the 17th? What is happening the week of the 17th? This person is out in the cold, and they're ready to come back, because you got the Ten of Swords, but it's paired. It's paired with the Moon card, which is unknown. This is something that is going to be unknown. So this person is moving. They're really moving the week of the 17th, but this is still something that is unknown, which means it could be a mystery to you that you don't see it coming. But it's paired with the Ten of Cups. What is the week of the 24th? You have the World card, which is a completion to a cycle. You got the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, which can talk about being obsessed. So let's go over these weeks again. The 4 weeks. You got the first week, which is the 3rd through the 9th. You start off with the Nine of Swords. This is a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress that someone is under. But truth and clarity is going to come in. And this is something that is destined. It's going to come in no matter what. And this is something that will give inspiration to the person. And this is going to come from a friend, or it's going to be a stranger with good intentions. And this is going to be something that's going to test this person, where it's going to be a test to see, do you really want the collective back? Or, this is something you prayed for. Let's see if you really want it. There's a testing involved in this on the week of the 3rd, that, this person could be presented with somebody else and see, where it's like you prayed for the collective. Let's see if you're going to fall for this person. There's some type of test that's involved, but this person is still in deep regret with the 5 of Cups. The week of the 10th through the 16th, this person is in very deep regret that the 3 of Swords is spilled over, that this is somebody that is not celebrating, and they want that 2 of Cups that is behind them. And so there's a very stuck energy in this week, because even the clarifiers, you have the 3 of Cups, which talks about celebration, but it's paired with the 5 of Pentacles, which means that this person feels empty in this celebration. And so it's like this is someone feeling very empty. You have the week of the 17th to the 23rd. It's saying fast things are going to happen this week. That energy is finally moving this week. that somebody is going to rush in very impulsively. And this is somebody that know what they want, with the judgment card being here, because they're very aware of what it is that they want, and they want a passionate new beginning. This is someone that is moving the week of the 17th, but this person still feels very empty and feel like they're out in the cold. And this is something that's unknown to you, but this person wants the 10 of Cups. They want happiness back. You have the week of the 24th. This is where full-blown enlightenment is happening, and inspiration with the Star card. This person is going to end up doing something very tricky with the 7 of Swords. They're going to end up doing something tricky in order to bring justice and balance to this connection. And this person is going to rush in with truth, communication, with the Knight of Swords here. They're going to rush into truth and communication, and they want to close this cycle. They want a completion to this cycle, fulfillment. And so, to me, it looked like this person is going to physically be here on the week of the 24th. The week of the 24th is where we actually see, but that's if you go for it, because it's going to be tricky. This is going to be someone that's you're going to get invited somewhere. You're going to end up getting invited to like a house party or something like that, or out to drink or something. And this person is going to be there. And they're going to meet you there, and you're going to meet this person, and that's when they're going to communicate with you. This person is trying to plan something because they're too afraid to just contact you directly in order to start that line of communication. Because you got the 7 of Swords that came out twice now in both decks. This person is going to do something sneaky to get back. They might try to call your mama and get her involved. Call grandma and get her involved. They're going to try to call some type of relative or something to get you involved and to get you talking, because they think that if they call you directly, that you're going to be like, fuck no. So that is your reading for, I think I'm going to post this on Saturday, because the first is today. And so you'll see this video on Saturday, and ooh, that was a lot. That's a lot of energy, man. And then you can look at the weekly read. All right, y'all. I hope everybody's staying good, positive energy for the week. Let's get these relationships together. I'm praying for your reconnection, and let's stay positive.